Welcome to the Full Tactical Range by Range Systems. I'm Bo Dobozinski, lead instructor for defensive mindset training, and this is your drill of the week. In this week's drill of the week, I'm going to show you how to take 2 magazines and build a very effective and simple warm-up that'll get you ready for any future skills training. So let's get started. Okay, so to do the warm-up, I've got 2 magazines. One magazine is 13 rounds. That's going to go into my firearm. The other magazine is 9 rounds. That's going to go into my pouch or my pocket, however I normally carry that secondary magazine. I also have all of my safety gear on. I have a shot timer, and I have my carry firearm ready to go. Now you could do this one, I'm gonna do the whole thing from open, but you could also do this entirely from concealed as well. And if you're generally carrying concealed, that's the way that I would go do it. Target wise, what we have is our standard silhouette target downrange. It's got the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, center of mass, and that half of the 8.5 by 11 center of face. That's collarbones to the eyeballs. So we're going to go through the entire thing from start to finish. Now remember, being that this is a warm-up, this is going to build us into our other skills. We need to start from something that's simple and straightforward and then build our way up to really working hard and doing whatever skill we're trying to work. But even just doing this warm-up several times through, you're really going to build a lot of those foundational core skills which allow us to do any advanced tactic. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start by doing a proper loading so that we're set to go. So outside 45 degrees, insert, rotate, drop the slide, back to default, tap, pull, slight pull to check the chamber. I'm all set. The first core skill aside from loading and unloading is shooting fundamentals. So what we're going to do is we'll build the checklist. Now I typically will do this center of face, and our goal when we do this is to absolutely get the highest standard of accuracy we possibly can. In essence, everything should be perfect with your shooting fundamentals. Feet, hips, vice grip, support wrist forward, arms are pushing and pulling, finger on the trigger slack out, slow steady squeeze. Reset, finger off the trigger assess, 360 check. Do it again. Reset. One last time, do it again. Reset. So we've used 3, we've got 10 left now in this particular magazine, which means we're going to go through something called build the draw. What a build the draw is it allows us to build each particular skill of the draw one skill at a time. So we're going to start with position 1. So full presentation, back to compressed position. Then we're going to push, pull, and break in the last inch. Reset, assess, 360 check. Do the same thing, full presentation, compress. Reset, assess, 360 check. Now we'll do position 2, so that starts from here. Same thing again, position 2. Now position 3, where we got to put our hand onto the firearm. Now position 4, muzzle would have been just cleared out of that holster, so we're cleared. We're not going to be pointing towards downrange, so you have to rock the firearm and keep going from there. Make sure you get your reset every single time. So now we've gone through position 4, so we're going to go from the holster. So I'm going to go all the way, I'll set myself up, and we'll work a single shot again, now all the way from the draw. So this is connecting all those pieces of the draw into one. So last shot now of my magazine in that firearm, which means I'm going to have to do an emergency reload to get my new magazine out. So be ready for that. This is important. Pick up that other magazine, put it back in your pouch, you're going to use it again. Now we bring in the shot timer. I'm going to set the shot timer for 0 par time, and I want a random start. And a nice space between the minimum start of the first buzzer to a medium range. So somewhere between, say, 1.5 to maybe 3 seconds. Not something where it's just like automatically gonna jump, but enough where there's enough sort of leeway time to be able to sort of push the button, stand, relax, be all cool, the firearm goes off, and you can start to make your draw. Excuse me, the shot timer goes off, you can start to make your draw. Now what we're gonna do, because we're gonna start to work some speed, we're gonna pull ourselves away from the center of face and we're gonna start to head for the center of mass. And the only reason that we're doing that is we're trying to give ourselves a little bit more leeway in going. You could keep going with this all the way through center of face, and as you get more advanced, I would suggest that you do so. But for a good foundational start, we get a really, really tight group for that first magazine, and now we're gonna let ourselves play with that 3 to 6 inch circle in the center of mass. So here we go, first shot to center of mass. .218, again, moving nice and slow, we're just warming up. .202, a little faster now. .160. Now what we did 3 shots. Now we have to do is start to bring them all together. So we're gonna do not just a single shot now, but triplets. So we've done 3 shots of 3 draws with a single shot. Now we're gonna do 2 draws with 3 shots. .235. So it was a 184, a 28, and a 23. Now again, this is the end of my 3 shots, but remember I have this still in my pouch in my pocket, which means as soon as that gun goes slide lock, I'm gonna use it. Was a 192 with a 151, a 22, and a 19. And then I engaged in that immediate action, that emergency reload right after it was over. Now I'm all warmed up, I'm all set, I can get rounds on target fast and accurate, and I can move on to whatever advanced skill or continue to work on those foundational skills as you'd like. And this is just a great way to go and get yourself all set to go. Only took 2 magazines, nothing really challenging, just getting the body moving. And now we can start to go and develop really solid skill set because we started by developing good neural pathways in the brain for defensive application of the firearm. So work on this drill. Remember, you can do this in dry before you do it in live. That's always the beauty of having a SIRT pistol, and having ways of doing things dry fire makes for lots of safety and good neural pathway development. Work this one, especially before you start to do some of the other drills of the week, and you're gonna really see a lot of improvement going forward. For Defensive Mindset Training, I'm Bo Dobuzinski. We'll see you in the next drill of the week.